Welcome back to April Journal Challenge. My name's Theodora, and we're gonna take a look at my spread for today. So, this is it. This is my Friday spread. Friday is red for me now, which is strange because it used to be blue, but it's now red. And I've really enjoyed making this spread, and there's quite a lot to it, so let's take a closer look. So we're going to start off on the left. As you can see in the top, there is attempt number 1. Attempt number 2 is a little bit further down there at the bottom. Because it's a red theme, I put mushrooms everywhere because, you know, red mushrooms are adorable. Those are passport stamps that I got in a sticker set that arrived yesterday. This is an envelope that I made out of origami paper, just a square. And it is fantastic. I've made it so that it's flippy. We like flips. Little stamps and tickets and stuff that I've popped in. That is my final piece for today. Rocky Mountain was the prompt, and I'm so proud of it, honestly. It's fantastic. And let's take a closer look at that, because I need you to understand how much detail I put into it and how much time I put into it. So let's have a look at the original drawing. So effectively, the way that I'm doing my drawings now is I'm doing it solely with geometric shapes. On my first one, my second one, geometric shapes, and then adding a bit of detail. And then the third one is all out detail. It is as much detail as I can cram into it. And this didn't take that long. But I will point out that I did not trust the process. And on too many occasions, I attempted to erase this entire thing. And I also need you to understand the scale of this. Those two little ones, 4 by 6 centimeters. The big one is 12 by 8 centimeters. It is a very small drawing in comparison to what I usually do, and honestly, I'm in love with it. And onto the painted version, and honestly, trying to do the reflection was a nightmare because my hands tremor, which is one of the reasons why I stopped doing art in the first place. I started with hand tremors probably back in, I want to say 2017, 2016, while I was doing my Art Foundation diploma, and I stopped drawing entirely because of it, because I just couldn't do anything about it. And this is me getting back into art again, because while I did do a little bit of art back in 2020, it lasted a very short amount of time, and I didn't succeed at all. But this, this is good. In comparison to what I've done previously, this is honestly, weirdly, one of the best things that I've done. The water was probably the hardest thing because I didn't know whether to start with the reflection or the blue first. And the reason that I had that issue is because I did 2 swatches over this. I effectively painted this twice. The first time around I removed it with a copious amount of water and repainted over it once it had dried off, so the page is very warped, but thankfully with it glued down in my book it doesn't show. But to say that this was difficult for me is an understatement, and the worst thing is that this is very beginnerish for most people. For me it was very difficult, but for everyone else this would probably have been easy. And the water was the hardest, so I originally put the blue down and then put the green over the top, and it did not work as I wanted it to. I wanted it to look like water first and reflection second, because that's obviously how water exists in life. It, even when you're looking at it with a reflection showing in it, you can still tell it's water. So I removed as much paint as I could and got it to a fairly blank, kind of greyish colour, and I doused it in green paint and then added blue over the top, as you can probably tell. And given it looks blurred, it looks very blurred, but I'm weirdly happy with it. It looks different in contrast to the rest of the painting. The sky is kind of the same kind of blurry, weird effect to the water. I'm not entirely sure how I did it, but I did it. So the contrast between like the forest line and the mountains, it's noticeable that they are two different kind of entities and different kind of like the foreground and the background. You can tell the difference, or at least the people that I've asked has commented that they could tell the difference. I asked people what they thought it was, and they all said it's a mountain range with a quarry or a lake in front. It made me happy. But of course that wasn't everything that I did, and I did add white paint marker over the top, and honestly, now that I'm looking at it, I'm not entirely sure if it did improve it. I think it certainly improved the water look, and a little bit of the sky, not so much the rest of it, but then again, it didn't exactly ruin it. It just kind of added to it, and I can confirm that it looks better in person and on my book than it does in this photograph, because when I took the photograph, obviously I had to have the flash on, and you can very much see the where I've blocked out with white because of the snow, where it's shining, and it shouldn't be shining. It shouldn't be shiny, but it is. So this is it. And honestly, I'm still so happy with it. The mountain itself is where I'm the most happy with it, because I have never successfully painted a mountain. No less painted a mountain in the colours that was actually on the reference image, which was of the Rocky Mountains in Colorado. And given it is definitely not a perfect replica, not even close, I did add a little bit of an extra peak myself, because it just kind of looked like there might be one in the image, so I just added it just because I could. I'm so happy with it though. I don't know why I'm so happy with it, but I'm weirdly happy with it. And it's pink and it's red and it's orange and it's greens and it's the odd bit of blue, and I love it. And it's easily my favourite of the ones that we've done so far. And it's been a week coming tomorrow, so I'm happy with it. So that is the full spread over and done with. And I'm excited to write in it today, because honestly, I don't think I've got anything this pretty in my book. And I know that it's very cluttered and it's very out there and whimsical and full of fucking shit, but it has an actual painting in it, and it's not just a painting of a motorcycle. It's a full top to bottom full of painting, and honestly, I'm weirdly proud of myself. So yeah, thanks for listening, and I will see you tomorrow. Have a good one.